Everyone loves the idea of moving to Thailand. What no one really talks about is the middle part, the boring part, the bit where things actually have to make sense. And that's what this video is about today. If you're new here, this channel's been documenting my plan to return to Thailand in 2026, but not in the way that most people talk about it online. One goal, Thailand. I've spent enough time in Thailand to know how easy it is to romanticize the idea, but I also know that once you're there long enough, reality eventually shows up. So this isn't a countdown to a holiday. It's not a sell everything and disappear fantasy. It's a deliberate relocation plan based on experience, not impulse.
Beautiful friend, this is the end, my only friend, the end of our elaborate plans, the end.
And the reason I'm being so open about it is because most people only talk about it once it's worked, not while they're still building the boring middle part. So let's talk about what's actually changing, what has to change. And it turns out motivation doesn't pay rent. What's changed over the last few months is mainly my level of honesty with myself. Financially, I had to get much more realistic. Thailand may be much cheaper than Australia, but being under financial pressure there is much worse than being under pressure here. From a content point of view, I've stopped trying to make every video exciting and focus on making them accurate. Now, if that means less fireworks and less pizzazz and more process, I'm fine with that. And personally, I realized that discipline matters more than motivation. I've got ideas. That's never been the problem. Actually finishing things consistently without waiting for the inspiration to come, that's the real trick here. None of this that we're talking about is dramatic or particularly entertaining, but I think it's necessary for me. So instead of approaching this like a visa problem, I'm now approaching it like a business problem, because that's what it is. If you want to live or work in another country, any country, you have to either bring capital or value, but preferably both. Now, I have no capital, so I will bring value, and hopefully a little bit to you too as well today. So rather than focusing on what Thailand can do for me, I've been thinking about what I can bring to Thailand and its businesses, specifically where there are clear gaps, like a measurable upside, and a general benefit to the local community, the local economy. I think that shift in thinking changes the whole conversation here. One thing I've noticed over time is there's a genuine skills gap in certain parts of Thailand, particularly Western-facing social media, storytelling, and tourism marketing. So if you can clearly demonstrate that you're adding value to the Thai economy, not taking work away from locals at all, there's no reason why you can't approach a Thai business with a proper proposal. Provided they're already employing Thai nationals correctly, they are able to sponsor a foreign worker as long as it doesn't replace the role of a Thai. In my case, it's a pretty unique position. I already have the eyes and ears of tourist Thailand, and that's something a foreigner can supply without taking anything away from Thai workers. And if anything, increased tourism creates more local jobs, not fewer. So let's talk numbers, because that's where it stops being airy-fairy, it stops being emotional, and it starts being practical. If, for example, a Thai hotel group is netting, let's say 1 million baht a month, and I can help them to raise it to 1.2 per month. That's an increased revenue of 200,000 baht a month. Investing 100,000 baht in me is an absolute no-brainer. They're getting something for nothing. And if profits increase by 50%, then the commission scales proportionally. Everybody wins. Otherwise, it's no deal. And let's be honest, I am well past promoting Thai businesses for free. And I've seen what happens after that. People arrive expecting access, discounts, special treatment. And fiscally, that doesn't work for the owner or me. I get nothing out of it. In fact, I've got nothing out of it for 2.5 years. I've learned that value needs to be clear, agreements need to be clean, and respect goes both ways. And I want to talk about behavioral logic.
Finally, someone let me out of my cage. That boy needs therapy.
And this is where you can see the numbers working. This really is where the power of social media comes in. We humans are predictable. We naturally gravitate to what feels familiar, what feels safe. If Danny's Bamboo Bar feels familiar, or Lupa Bar in Soy 7 in Pattaya feels familiar, or the rice farm down in Najom Tien feels familiar, then that's where people will go because they've already established a connection, an emotional attachment. And it's much safer and comfortable to go there than the bar they don't know down the road, or the theme park they don't know down the road. And I think when you create an ecosystem of familiarity around a business, then they're no longer relying on chance or foot traffic. And you'd be building something that's reliable over the long term. And it's the same reason why someone staying in Bangkok might choose the Mercure over the Meriton, or some boutique hotel over the Hilton. It's not because they've analyzed it deeply. It's because one feels more safer, more reliable, more trusted, more familiar than the other ones. And for the naysayers that question, is there money there for a new marketing campaign? Well, yes, there is. It's already there. Some of it just isn't performing. So you don't increase the spend, you just move it. And then you test something different, and then you measure the result. And I imagine you've probably worked out by now, I have been pitching to Thai businesses hard out. And here's the part people don't like hearing about. Thailand doesn't fix your life. It doesn't fix your finances, your habits, your mindset. If anything, it amplifies what you arrive with. Now, if you're organized and intentional, it can be an incredible place to live. And if you're avoiding responsibility, inevitably it will catch up with you. Usually faster and usually more expensively. And you know what? Most people that fail at this, they fail quietly, silently. They just disappear. They stop posting, they stop talking about it, and eventually they're forgotten about. No one broadcasts their failures traditionally. And I think the difference here now isn't confidence or optimism, it's going to be preparation. Often the people that make things work are not the loudest, they're just the most prepared. I've put some really good packages together that I'm super proud of, and I'm feeling confident that sooner or later, one of those will get picked up, which is good. So where this leaves me now is actually pretty simple. The plan has not changed, though the approach has slightly. I'm slowing things down, tightening things up, and making sure the foundations are solid before I move. And for me, that means focusing on stable income, clear agreements, rigid agreements, which is something I've struggled with to date. In the past, habitually just do stuff for free. So if you're watching this because you're serious about a big move, not just Thailand, it can be any big move, this is probably a good channel to watch. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, I'm not going to sell you shortcuts. I'll show you the unsexy stuff, the slow parts, and the bits that people usually skip over. Now, if that sounds exceedingly boring, then fair enough. Anyway, thank you for tuning in today, and I will be bringing you further updates very shortly.